Okay, so I've been working on this video for Logan, and I'm going to show a couple of really neat little tricks you can do in Adobe Premiere. So these are just one or two easy little things for videos like this. I'm going to mute the audio because we don't really need it. So I've already got a few of these clips ready, and the two main things I want to show is first, depth of field and how to, in post, blur the background and then have the foreground be sharper. And then the other thing is how to easily stabilize videos. So those are the two things I'm going to quickly show you. So the first thing we're going to do is that depth of field. I'm going to use this here. And we can do it with the graphics showing, but let's take them off just for now so we can focus on doing that depth of field here. So you'll want to go to your effects, wherever you have your effect tab. And of course, if you don't ever see anything, you can always go to View or Window. And if you need effects, I think, yeah, it's right here in Window. So just make sure that's turned on. And of course, you can click and drag this tab to anywhere. But I have it right here. And we're going to type in blur. And my favorite one is in this obsolete, which means it's from older versions of Premiere, so it's basically telling you that it does not recommend you to use that one, but that's the fast blur. And the reason I like this one is, so I'll just, first we have the clip selected, of course, and then we're going to double click fast blur and it's going to put it on there. It starts at 0, but let's say we go to like 20, right? It makes everything look really smooth. So things look really smooth back here. Now the one that I usually use, because it's not obsolete, is the camera blur right here. And the idea behind this one is it wants to simulate what a camera would look like. And the reason I don't like the camera blur as much, and the smaller it is, the more you can see it. Let's put it at like 4. Okay, so here's fast blur. Very soft, right? Now we go to camera blur, and if you look, it's smeared. It's kind of like smudgy, so it has like this smudged effect. And let's see what it looks like, you know, in motion. It's got like the smudged effect going on. So I don't like camera blur quite as much as fast blur, but I do tend to use camera blur more, so I'm going to use that one in my example. So let's have camera blur on. And I am going to go ahead and keep it at 4. So this is the most important part, because obviously we don't want the whole video to be blurry. We just want this background to be blurred to give that depth of field. So I'm going to click this circle here, and it's going to make a mask. And then I'm going to go right here, inverted. Alright, and that's obviously going to invert this mask. And I'm basically just going to select all of the area I want to be sharper, like this. Alright, now to get it more exact, we can click on the little blue thing here, and it's going to make another place that we can click and drag, like this. So we can start dragging things out or in, like that. And there we go. Alright, so now I have that selected, and if we just kept it like that, it's going to have this really hard edge. It might be hard for you to tell while I have the safe margins up, but if you look here, there's this very hard edge in his hair here, and you can see it there too. So what we're going to do is feather it, which is this right here, mask feather. We're going to go way out. I like to make it pretty big. And now you see the hair is fading to be a lot blurrier. So there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to deal with a shaky camera. So in this shoot, I have this camera that I'm actually holding, and I do move it around on purpose to get slightly different shots, and sometimes I'm actually just a little bit shaky. So this is a really good one because, as you can see, so here's my clip right here, and at the beginning he's in this position, and by the end of it he is going to move quite a bit, so that's quite a jump. just in this one clip. It's moving around quite a bit. So I'll show you how to stabilize this. And that's just another effect. Close some of these here. Alright. So we're going to go to Effects again, and we're going to type in Stabilize, right? And we're going to use Warp Stabilizer. And as soon as you click it, so make sure you've got your segment selected, and the shorter the segment, the faster it will go. And I recommend saving before you start, just in case it's too much for your computer to handle. And we're going to double click it. And as soon as we put it on, it's going to start analyzing it. And this could take some time. Usually it's less than 5 minutes. But if your processing isn't very good, it could be longer, so don't freak out. And you're going to see this little number right here, and it's going to go to 100 multiple times. And that's just because even though it says step 1 of 2, it's actually doing multiple things, not just one thing. So it's going to go to 100 really quickly multiple times. And you don't really need to mess too much with these. If it's really bad, you can mess around and try to fix things. But for the most part, just the basics is going to be there. So we will let this run, and I'll cut to it being finished. Also, I'm going to show you that if you move this out, it'll show you a bit of the progress here. So you can kind of use that to gauge things. This is not very accurate though, the 3 minutes. It's going to probably take less or more time than that. That's a pretty bad guess most of the time. So anyway, I'll let this finish running. Okay, so look at that. It finished the first step. Now it's on to step 2, which is the stabilizing, and it'll go way faster than step 1 did. We don't even get a little thing here to tell us the progress. But I'm going to scooch that back in here. And it's going to go through the stabilization. And if you look right there, you can see the little dots so that you know your program hasn't frozen and it is working. And it's stabilizing. And we're done. Okay, so what this is going to do is whenever you move, it's going to make things look really smooth. So let's look at an example of that. And there you go. So now you see how to make your own depth of field, and you can see how to stabilize your videos. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful. And if you need any more tips or advice, just let me know. I'm always willing to help. So, thanks. See you next time.